This is a white pine tree. Once we get a farther away look at it, these are all over the north and maybe some higher elevations too in the western part. I'm not sure about that. But what you can do with this is you can take the pine needles here as well as the bark itself, and you can make a tea out of it. The way you can tell that this is a white pine is if you get up real close right here, and you'll see these little, once it focuses here, so you see these little clusters right here. Pick it, and then what you can do is count the amount of needles in each cluster. So right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 needles. That means it's a white. Now what you can do with these needles is you can harvest them, like I'm going to do here, as well as the bark, the thinner part of the bark right here, and you can turn it into a tea. And down there you see a willow tree. I'm not going to go to that right now, but you can get the bark of the willow tree, the smaller parts of the branch, the bark on there, and you can make a tea with that, and it's like an aspirin. It's just like a natural aspirin. Alright, so I'm back, and I picked a piece about this big. This is enough for a couple of days, or actually quite a bit more days than that for tea. And so what I'm going to do is just start to strip off the needles from the branch here. Okay, now all of the needles are off. This little one. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my knife and just cut them up. It's important that when you're picking from a tree, you don't take too much. You just want to take enough, because you don't want to hurt the tree. So I've cut it up, and now I'm going to do it in the other direction. And now you can just get a container and put the needles right into here, or whatever container you have on hand. I recommend a glass container. Don't be afraid to make a mess. Alright, and this is about what it'll look like. Now, you're going to take the little branch here and just start to strip away the bark. And when you start to strip it away, you'll see a much lighter color. I'll show you in just a second. It'll look like this. And you can use this bark in the tea as well. So I'm going to finish stripping this off. And this tea has a lot of vitamin C, a lot of vitamin A, and it's also pretty good for your immune system as well. And now what you can do is just break it up, and then you can make this, you can put this into a separate jar, but I usually just put it in with these pine needles. So now I'm going to make the tea. Alright, so now the water is boiling, and what I'm going to use to put the tea in is this. And the way it works is that you get your cup, and then you just put this right on top. And then you can put in your tea mixture. And just pour the water right in. You want to fill it right up to the top. And then you just let it steep for a bit longer than normal. This is not your normal tea bag. So you'll want to steep this for, I would say, around 10 to 15 minutes. And the flavor of this tea is, it's not very strong. It's a very light tea. So if you like the lighter flavors that are not very intense, that is very subtle flavor, then this kind of tea is for you. And it's great during the wintertime since it's loaded with vitamin C and vitamin A, and it's great for your immune system. So it tastes just like what you would expect, kind of like a pine flavor type of tea. And as I said, it is very light, but it is also very good. Alright, so now it's time to taste the tea. It's been about 10 to 15 minutes. And it's just like I said, it tastes just like pine. It's a very light flavor, very subtle, but it's great for you, and it also tastes great. So I hope you give it a shot.